Brothers and sisters, listen to me carefully. You were not sent to this earth to live in lack, to struggle, or to beg for scraps. You were born with a divine assignment, and where there is purpose, there is provision. I came to tell somebody today, you are the chosen one. When you walk in your calling, resources will flow like a river. Wealth will move through you like water because God funds what He favors. Purpose is the key that unlocks the doors of provision. Too many people spend their lives chasing money, thinking that if they could just earn more, save more, or invest more, they would finally find security. But the truth is, money is not the source of security. Purpose is. When you discover and align yourself with your true purpose, resources will flow to you naturally. Purpose is like a magnet. It attracts everything necessary to fulfill the vision placed inside of you. Look at the great leaders, innovators, and history makers of the world. They did not chase wealth. They pursued purpose with unwavering dedication. They had a vision bigger than themselves, and because of that, money, opportunities, and resources were drawn to them. Purpose commands provision because where there is a God-given assignment, there will always be God-given resources. The problem is not a lack of money, it is a lack of clarity and calling. A man who has purpose will never be stranded. Even if he starts with nothing, provision will find him. This is why two people can start in the same place, one struggling financially while the other thrives. It is not about luck or talent. It is about being aligned with the reason you were created. When you move in your purpose, you no longer have to beg for opportunities, force doors open, or manipulate people to invest in you. Purpose itself is an open door. It speaks on your behalf. It commands attention. When people recognize that you are walking in your divine assignment, they will invest in you without hesitation. Money is a tool, not a destination. It is meant to serve your purpose, not replace it. Those who chase money without purpose will always feel empty, no matter how much they accumulate. But those who pursue purpose will find that money comes as a natural byproduct of their obedience. Money follows purpose like a river follows its course. When Joseph stepped into his divine role, Egypt's wealth was placed in his hands. When Solomon asked for wisdom, riches pursued him. You must stop worrying about provision and start seeking vision. Ask yourself, what problem was I created to solve? What gift have I been given to serve the world? When you answer these questions and walk boldly in your assignment, you will see that provision has been waiting for you all along. Money is not stagnant. It flows. It moves in the direction of purpose, searching for those who know where they are going. When a person is clear about their assignment in life, resources begin to align with them. People make the mistake of thinking that they need to chase after money, but in reality, money is looking for a place to go. It is drawn to movement, to action, to purpose. The reason many struggle financially is not because there isn't enough money in the world, but because they have not positioned themselves in alignment with a vision that attracts provision. Think about it. Nations, businesses, and individuals do not invest in uncertainty. No one funds a man who is standing still without a direction or a mission. Investors, donors, and partners are drawn to clarity and purpose. When you become clear on your assignment, when you take the first steps in fulfilling your calling, money will begin to flow in your direction. Doors will open, resources will come, and favor will follow. The problem is that too many people are waiting for money before they move. They say, if I had the money, I would start the business. If I had the resources, I would step out. But this is not how it works. Money responds to movement. It does not wait for those who hesitate. It follows those who act. Look at any great visionary, whether in business, ministry, or leadership. They did not begin with unlimited resources. They started with purpose, and money found them along the way. Purpose creates value, and value attracts wealth. A person with purpose does not beg for money because their vision itself becomes an asset that others want to invest in. People give to causes they believe in, businesses that solve problems, and leaders who carry conviction. A river does not struggle to find water. It flows because it has a path. In the same way, when you move in your purpose, money will move toward you. It will come through opportunities, partnerships, divine connections, and unexpected favor. But it will not come while you sit and wait. The moment you decide to act, resources will appear. You must step out in faith, trusting that provision will meet you on the road of purpose. When you move, move with intention, with vision, and with faith. You will see that money moves in the direction of those who are going somewhere. Money was never meant to be stored away for selfish gain. It was meant to flow through you for a greater purpose. Too many people make the mistake of treating wealth as something to hoard rather than something to distribute. But the truth is, you are not a container. You are a conduit. A container holds things for itself, but a conduit is a channel through which resources flow. When you understand this, you will never struggle with financial lack because you will position yourself as a vessel that God can trust with provision. Look at the most impactful people in history. Those who have built nations, transformed communities, and changed lives. They did not just collect wealth, they directed it toward a mission. They understood that money is a tool, not a treasure. It is not something to worship, but something to manage wisely. When money has a purpose beyond personal gain, it continues to multiply. When it is locked away in fear or greed, it stagnates. Many people struggle financially because they have a container mentality. They think, if I can just hold on to enough, I will be secure. But security does not come from hoarding. It comes from flow. The more you allow resources to move through you, the more will come your way. This is why givers always seem to have more. They have tapped into a universal principle. The more you release, the more you receive. A river that stops flowing becomes stagnant, full of disease and decay. But a river that keeps moving stays fresh, full of life, constantly renewed. Your financial life works the same way. The moment you shift from being a container to being a conduit, you open the floodgates of abundance. You become the kind of person that money chases because wealth seeks a purpose, and you have become a trusted distributor. Think about it. Who receives more resources, the person who keeps everything to themselves, or the person who wisely invests, sows, and builds? The answer is clear. Those who make themselves channels of blessings will never run dry. They will always have more than enough because they have proven that they can handle overflow. When you start seeing money as something that moves through you rather than something you simply possess, your entire financial life will change. You will become the kind of person that opportunities find, that favor follows, and that wealth seeks, because you have positioned yourself as a vessel of purpose. You were not born by accident. You were not placed on this earth to merely exist, work, pay bills, and die. You were chosen for a purpose far greater than you can imagine. Until you step into your calling, you will always feel an emptiness that no amount of money, success, or approval can fill. Deep inside, you already know that you were made for something more. There is a voice within you that keeps reminding you that you are meant for greatness, that you are designed to lead, to impact, and to leave a legacy. But the question is, will you answer the call? Many people live and die without ever stepping into their true assignment. They live in fear, afraid to take risks, afraid to fail, afraid of what others will think. They settle for what is easy instead of pursuing what is meaningful. But chosen ones do not settle. Chosen ones do not shrink back. Chosen ones understand that their life is not just about them. It is about something bigger. When you embrace your divine assignment, everything in your life begins to shift. Doors that once seemed closed begin to open. People you never expected to help you begin to appear. Resources that seemed out of reach begin to flow in your direction. Why? Because when you step into your purpose, provision is released. The greatest tragedy in life is not death, it is living without fulfilling your potential. Every day that you delay, every time you doubt yourself, every excuse you make is costing you, and the people who need what you have been called to do. There are people waiting for you to rise. There are lives that will never be the same once you step fully into your purpose. What if Martin Luther King Jr. had hesitated? What if Nelson Mandela had ignored his calling? What if great inventors, leaders, and visionaries had played it safe? The world would be a different place.
You have been chosen for a reason. The gifts, ideas, talents, and passions inside you were placed there for a purpose. The time for waiting is over. The time for doubting is over. You are ready.
Step into your calling with boldness, with faith, and with confidence, because the world is waiting for what only you can give. Chosen one, rise. Your time is now. The time for hesitation is over. You have been chosen, anointed, and appointed for a purpose greater than yourself. No more waiting, no more excuses. Step into your calling with boldness. The world is waiting for your gifts, your voice, and your impact. Walk in faith, knowing that provision follows purpose, that doors will open and that resources will flow. You are not called to struggle. You are called to lead, to thrive, and to transform lives. Rise up, chosen one. Step forward with confidence, because your destiny is calling, and the time to answer is now. Go and fulfill it,